The Jersey Devil doesn't do any harm. It just makes really strange sounds in the forest. It goes "Rah!" In the forest. They're all like afraid because they hear this crazy sound animal in the distance go "Rah!"
Are you sure it's not Eric?
Well, past life,
You're
Jersey
probably
Devil.
Jersey Devil.
Yeah. This is episode 56, talking about mystical creatures in Taiwan and the USA. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Taiwanica. My name is Eric, one of the hosts here on Taiwanica podcast. Proudly here once again to share a very interesting topic with you today. But before I dive too deep into it, I have another special person with me today, and she is the one and only Anita.
Hi, everybody. You wanted to say Anita, didn't you?
I did, but I didn't say it. Yes.
Hi, everybody. My name is Anita. How are you guys doing today?
I'm good.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for the topic for today because it's fun and it has culture and some, like stories behind it. So I'm very excited about that.
Not only stories, but they are old stories from the past that actually shaped part of our societies a little bit, called folklore.
Folklore.
Yeah, folklore. It's a cool word. And so we're going to be sharing our top 5 favorites on each side of the world today. Anita's going to share 5 from Taiwan, and Eric, me, is going to share 5 from the USA. So we hope you enjoy. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive on in.
Which one should go first?
That is a great question. So,
Should I go first?
that sounds good. Go for it.
All right. So before I share my top 5 favorites creature, I would like to give everybody a heads up. Like all those things are a little bit creepy from Taiwan.
Warning.
It's like when I was Googling it, there was like tons of pictures showing up on the internet. I was like, why?
It's true. Like even the ones that I found in the USA are a little
Scary,
bit
right?
weird. I mean, they could be scary if you think about it that way. But for me, I just think like, wow, this is something someone definitely created.
Yeah,
It's not like nature created. This is someone's idea.
Yeah. So the first one I wanted to share, it's like there are many different types, but this is like a huge category. It's called mountain ogre.
Mountain ogre.
Yes. So this is like in China. We don't even have Chinese for that. We have Taiwanese for that.
What's that?
We call them moxina.
Moxina.
Yes, this is like a name for this type of creature.
Okay.
Okay, so the reason why they call mountain ogre because they live in the mountain area.
Oh, that makes sense.
Right. So based on the most common one that I heard when I was a kid is I had a classmate who, just grew up in this mountain area in Taichung. They were mountain area. And so they have like folklore in that area says the kids cannot go to the woods or go to the mountain by themselves.
Oh, my.
Yeah. Oh, my.
Oh, my.
We're Australian now?
Yes.
So the reason why is because they will be mountain ogres and they will usually disguise as like little kid
Oh, my God.
or like little people, so like the kids will be like alert to them and those mountain ogres will take you back home, which is the mountain area, the mountain, and they will feed you dirt. Based on what they say, it's like they feed you dirt and you will forget about the real world, so they will stay there forever.
Will they become ogres too?
That I don't know.
Oh.
But basically, that's how the folklore that people are just saying, the kids cannot go to the woods or go to the mountain area forests by themselves. Otherwise, they will be kept by mountain ogre, become like their kids or something like that.
So there's a cautionary story behind the folklore is what you're saying.
Yes. Yeah, that's a really good point because basically all of the creature that I found in Taiwan, it has that meaning behind it. So, don't do that. Otherwise, there will be some like certain weird person do that to you.
So it's like an otherwise
Yeah.
Be careful.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Yeah, this is the one like like I said, different area will have different like famous ones. Like
What do you mean?
Like in Taichung, this little girl has been famous for a long time.
Okay.
I remember maybe a couple years ago, they've been filmed as a movie.
Oh.
It was like a horror movie.
Pretty famous.
Pretty famous. It's from Taichung. It's called 红衣小女孩.
红衣小女孩
I'm pretty sure you just make it sound less scary. I'm
Good
pretty
job,
sure
Eric.
everybody can hear whoever hear those 5 words together, they will have like goosebumps all over their
Oh,
bodies.
really? Do you have them now?
I try to not have it.
She's controlling it.
That's so scary. So I remember when it first started, I was like elementary school.
Okay.
When we were a kid, we have like TV shows talking about like spooky folklore or like footage that some people capture some kind of spirit or ghost, and they will, play on the TV. So everybody can be like, "Oh, so spooky," and that's when I found out about this 红衣小孩. So the true story is there were a group of people. They were like going mountain hiking, went hiking in Taichung Dakeng.
Okay.
So the footage is like this: apparently there was a person filming, their friends. So the friend was like in the row, so everybody passed by the camera would be like saying hello, like hi, like that.
Yeah.
And which they didn't notice the person who filmed the video didn't notice that. But when they came back home and they've noticed it's a tiny little girl. Oh my god, I can see it in my eyes. There was a tiny little girl at the end of the row, which they don't know who that is.
Okay.
And when the person was filming it, he didn't see the little girl.
Okay.
But apparently, the little girl was showed up in the footage.
Yeah, so she like jumped into the film.
No, she's like just walking.
Oh,
That's why it's so creepy. Just like walking, behind everybody.
That's creepy.
Oh my god. And so that's that. And not long after that, tons of people from the group of friends or either die by accident or, have some huge emergency situation
Around that
happen
area.
Happen to the people who are in the footage.
Oh, really?
That group of people like either having car accident or like disease or whatever, so that people just died because of it. That's why that footage got so famous and everybody know that, and hence why they make it a film based on this story. So that's that.
So this is another version of the ogre.
It's another version of the mountain ogre.
Okay, so there are 2 like versions. One's kind of like a friendly one, like don't go in the mountain by yourself or you'll eat dirt.
You consider that as a
I think that's friendly. It's just like eat dirt, eat dirt. It's much better than dying and like being killed, by some crazy, creepy little girl,
Yeah, that one is a very special one because actually someone died,
Right.
I'm pretty sure in Taiwan there are different area has different kind of, things happening in the local area, but this one is like everybody knows that.
Oh, that's great.
Taiwan.
So that's great that you kind of dived into the like everyone knows local mythical creature first, because it's the same thing in the United States. We have like these certain mythical creatures that are famous in lots of places, and then they have this one mythical creature that's kind of like the mascot of the area. And so for us in the United States, I always do the general one that everyone knows first, and then kind of like go closer and closer to the exciting, more unique ones. Okay, so the first one I want to share today.
Eric Matthews.
How did you know? You can see a mythical creature, baby. So all jokes aside, the one that is famous all around the United States is called a jackalope. Okay, now this is actually 2 animals put together. So, Anita, what do you think the animal is when you hear these 2, when I say the word jackalope? What is the animal you think of?
The first one I can think of as the bird.
A bird, okay.
Yeah.
And what's the second one?
Monkey? I don't know. Just a guess. Trust me to guess.
A flying monkey. Wow. So that's
with the
from.
Bird beak.
Oh wow, the bird beak. Interesting. I like your creativity. That is definitely not it. That is definitely wrong.
Shutting down.
Completely denied. Okay. If you want to see that, go watch the movie Wizard of Oz. Okay, because they have flying monkeys in that.
Right?
Yes, you haven't seen it apparently. So
Read the book.
American culture. Anyways,
I read the book.
so we're gonna ignore Anita and keep going. So the jackalope is actually a jackrabbit and a deer put together, and so it's actually an antelope. It's another type of deer, but it's not in the United States. So, but we decided to call it a jackalope. So basically, it's the body is like a rabbit. It has everything just like a rabbit. The only thing that's different is that it has horns. So it has horns like a jackalope or
kind of cute,
like an
though.
antelope. Oh, it's super adorable.
It's
super adorable.
This is like a really cute one.
Yeah, so this one doesn't cause any harm. United States, we have some creepy ones, and then we have some adorable ones, and this is one of the adorable ones. This one is just known for being somewhere in the forest, somewhere in the United States.
Like Totoro.
Yeah, kind of like Totoro, right?
Oh, so cute.
And so if you go to foresty areas and you want to go souvenir shopping, a lot of times they'll have like a little souvenir with this mythical creature. And you'll be like, what is that? Oh, that's a jackalope. Oh, I want one. So you'll see like stuffed animals, keychains, stuff like that. It's, you know, if you ever see a bunny or a rabbit with antlers in the future, now you know it's a jackalope. And how did this happen? Not really sure. It's just been part of like little stories for kids to know when they go out into the woods. It's just, you know, if you are out there, be careful of the jackalope. And they're just like,
will they attack you or something?
No,
Like,
no.
just be friendly with them?
Just be friendly.
Oh, I
yeah,
see.
exactly.
So, sorry.
Go ahead.
So are they like a group? I'm so curious. So is it just one, or like is it a tribe or something?
Tribe?
I don't know.
A tribe of jackalopes. That's how they count them. You know, a
Yeah,
school
sounds
of
like
fish and a tribe of jackalopes. Oh my God, they're like people.
Because 红衣小女孩 is only one and only.
Sure. So the jackalope is just like your 红衣小女 or whatever. It's basically the same idea. Is that there's only one.
Oh, I see.
But there potentially could be more. It's just that the spotting or the sighting or seeing of one of these jackalopes is always one. There's not like many. So
okay.
maybe there's more, but the story...
With a capital J.
Capital J,
Yeah,
exactly.
just the one.
For jackalope. But we're not too sure. You know, it could be many because you know how bunnies work. Yeah.
Anyways.
So that's the first one in the United States.
I like that one.
Yeah.
So it's like around the USA, like
Yeah.
it travels around.
Yeah, there's not a specific
I
place
see.
for this one.
I see.
For all the other ones I will share today, there will be specific places. But for the jackalope, it's all of USA.
You might see it.
Maybe not.
I like this one.
Yeah.
It's really cute.
So what is your second one?
Oh, this one is like also a famous one. Everybody must know that, but we kind of like, it's like I wouldn't say it's a fairy tale, but everybody must know about this story.
Okay.
When we were a kid. It's called, in English, it's called 年.
年
Chinese is called 年兽.
年兽
Yes. So basically, that's the reason why we have to lit up the firecrackers and put the red paper, paste the red pepper outside of your house. It's because of this story.
年兽's gonna come get you.
Yeah, and he is. He is.
It's a man?
They always call him a he.
A he.
I guess.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what it looks like, so.
You don't know?
No.
Based on the story, it looks like a giant monster it was covered in yellow fur.
Oh.
Like yellow fur. And
Like-
has like a horn, just one horn.
In its
a
forehead?
forehead, yeah.
That's so weird looking.
That's why it's a
年兽.
年兽. Why it's a monster.
Okay, so what does 年兽 do?
They eat people.
They eat people?
年兽 is basically a man-eating monster.
You cannibal.
Right.
Wait, but is 年兽a human or just an animal?
He's a monster.
He's a monster. Okay.
So based on the story, it goes the 年兽 lives in the mountain area.
Okay.
And good thing about this little monster is 年兽 will sleep throughout the whole year, but he will only wakes up at the end of the year.
Okay.
Okay, so he was just waking up and going down to the nearby village and eating people.
Oh my God.
Okay, so what happened to this village is like people always know, oh, that this is the time the 年兽 will wake up, so we have to pack our luggage and baggage and leave the village. So hide. They always run away from this 年兽until one year there is like beggar, like an old person showed up in the village, like, oh, he has no food, no shelter, no home to stay, and there was an old lady from the village helped him, gave him food and, give him a place to stay. But the lady who helped the beggar says, everybody is busy running away because 年兽 is coming down every year at this specific time eating humans. So we must hide. We must leave this village. And this beggar says, actually, I might happen just to have the way to deal with the 年兽.
Interesting. What is the way?
So everybody's like kind of like, no way. Throughout so many years, based on our ancestors, like this year we just have to we must leave the village. So they were kind of like doubt about that. So they were hiding, from the distance and look at the beggar, see how is he going to take down this mighty 年兽. Yes. So he waited. That night it happens, So all the village was like all dark, but only the house that beggar was in has a light on it. So of course the 年兽is there are some people there. So 年兽was alert to approach that house.
Okay.
So just when the 年兽is about to approach the house, the beggar, the old man beggar, lit up the firecrackers. So the 年兽was like, oh, like this. What is happening? My eyes! Oh my god! And then that's when the 年兽was like under attack, was startled by the firecrackers, and the old man just pasted the red paper on the wall.
Oh. And then what happened?
And then when the 年兽was finally settling down, and he opened his eyes and saw the red paper on the walls. Oh, my eyes hurts! My eyes hurts! And he was just trying to run away, and he turned around, 年兽 turned around and saw the old beggar wearing the whole clothes is all red.
Oh my god.
He was like, oh my god, what is this? I don't like this. So he ran away and never goes down to eat people. So the people say, oh yeah, now we finally know what's the way.
Beggar did it.
Yeah, so every year, the New Year's Eve, we have to always put on the red 春联 and lit up the firecrackers. Of course, it's a very traditional way. And also based on our tradition, we have to go get the clothes. So that's why you might hear people say, oh, 过年要穿红衣, like you have to wear something red, In the modern time, of course, we know, there is no 年兽, but it kind of like the color red kind of like being interpreted to the symbol of being like good luck or win like a lottery or something like that in the modern time. But 年兽, yes, everybody knows about this.
What a great story. Wow. I am just so amazed. Well done.
Am I being really good at 年兽?
Yes, that was a really good 年兽. I think you found your spirit animal.
年兽吗?
Yes, exactly. Oh,
Yeah.
that's going to be your next Halloween costume for sure. That's a great one.
Oh my god, find a costume.
That's a great one. No, you make it. Yeah, you are it. Okay. That's great. No, that's wonderful. So definitely teaches you a lot of things in that story. Trust people, and you might be surprised at what people can do. And it's a superstition, of course, but it helps you understand how to connect with people and not to be so scared of things.
Yeah,
so
not always run away from your fear.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Very good. Yeah, that actually reminds me of the second one I wanted to share today, which is a very fun name, and it's something that only more in Latin culture and like Mexico and Puerto Rico and the southern part of the United States where there's lots of Hispanic people, and it's called the Chupacabra. Try to say that 5 times fast. Chupacabra.
Chupacabra.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, huh?
Is it Chewbacca?
It's Chewbacca. It sounds like it. No, it's Chewbacca's cousin.
Yeah, I was just about
Chupacabra. So Chupacabra is a very special animal that has kind of like a vampire story. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, basically this animal only comes out at night. And to give you an image of what it looks kind of like a dog, but it has scales like a snake. And then it has a spine coming out of it, like bony spine coming out of its back. So it's kind of like a demon dog. Kind of like that.
So
it's super scary looking, right?
Yeah.
But no one has ever actually seen the complete form of a chupacabra, so it's completely up to imagination, and people try to take photos of something similar to it. But basically the question a lot of people ask is, well, how do you know that chupacabra is nearby? Well, the reason is because it leaves behind something, and that is it will go out hunting, very similar to one of your monsters that you mentioned previously, is that it goes out hunting, and then what it will do is go try to find livestock. So its favorite thing to eat is rabbits, goats, chickens, and sometimes cows. And so basically it's like a vampire, right? But how is it a vampire? Well,
Let's talk about the blood.
it sucks the blood out of all of its animals. Yes, kind of leaves it dry, completely empty of blood. And then the animals just...
That's brutal.
Yeah, done for. And
Dunzo.
GG. And so everyone is like, what happened to this animal? It's completely bloodless. And you're like, well, the chupacabra got it. And so it's just basically a cautionary story of people in the past, for like farmers would leave their livestock outside for during the nighttime.
I see.
And wolves might get it, or other animals might attack the livestock, and they're like, oh man, I really shouldn't have done that. So it's kind of a story to teach you, like, be better with your animals. And otherwise the chupacabra might get it.
You just like saying the word.
Yeah, it's a good one. So that's one of the interesting stories that we know about that area. So in the United States, people will try to go take photos of it and try to prove that it's real.
So they will like pretentiously put the cow outside or something like
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Go get it.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly. It's like a bait. Yeah. Yeah, and so they do that for a while, and nothing happens, but they always try to pretend that something happened, and it gets a little exciting in that area for a week or two. Like, oh my God, it does exist. So this is kind of one of the things in the United States that you can definitely hear about in the southern area. So if you're like in Texas right now, you'd be like, what's a chupacabra? You can check it out.
Leave your dog outside tonight.
Oh my God.
See what would happen.
Oh my God. I don't think the dog is going to get eaten. I think it's going to run away.
That's true.
Freedom!
Oh my God, this is a good one.
Yeah.
So a little bit scary though, but
Yeah, you don't want to be sucked your blood by the chupacabra. I love it. It's so good. What a great name, right?
Chupacabra.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna name your child Chupacabra.
The middle name. First name, Chewbacca. Middle name, Chupacabra.
Chupacabra.
Last name, Taiwanica.
Say the full name.
Oh my God. Chewbacca, Chupacabra, Taiwanica.
Oh my God. It's actually in a really good flow.
I know, right? That was great. Okay, we're going to name it CCT.
Anyways.
All right. So your turn for your next one.
All right. This one is a creature. I'm pretty sure nobody's ever seen it. It's just something exists, and we will also use it very often whenever there's an earthquake.
Earthquakes?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, based on the story, again, there is a cow
Moo moo.
live underground.
Underground?
Underground. So, whenever he's sleeping all the time, right? This cow is sleeping all the
He's just
time.
a sleepy cow underground.
Yeah, that's true.
What would you do underground? Party?
That's when sometimes he needs sleep, right? You need to flip your body, right?
Sure.
You have to turn. Or like sometimes, you gotta scratch yourself. Something happened, you're gonna scratch it. That's when earthquake happens.
That's when the earthquake happened. Oh, I'm so sorry I interrupted. I just, I gotta scratch it good sometimes. So.
So you see the cow is actually very innocent. He's just sleeping there, and sometimes you gotta move somehow.
Yeah, sure.
And scratch his back or something like that. But I'm sorry, but he caused earthquake.
That's very interesting. So,
Yeah.
Oh wow. This actually reminds me of a story in Japan. There's another animal underneath Japan. It's not a cow. It is a catfish. And whenever it wiggles, there's an earthquake.
So no wonder they have more earthquake.
Yeah, because their animal is more
Active,
right? Exactly. A cow, if it's laying down, it's just gonna be like me.
Yeah.
I'll move a little, but catfish,
It's more intense.
right? So that you make sense why there's so many earthquakes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So we heard that many times whenever there was an earthquake from news or from newspaper, they would say 地牛翻身. So actually this creature is called 地牛, basically just an earth cow.
Cow.
Who lives underground. It's like when he, turn around or flip his body.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Did the mountain ogre, one day take a cow and feed it too much dirt, and then it put it into the ground, and that's why you have Dino?
I don't see anything that connects those two.
I don't know.
Nice try, but no.
Well, you never know. You never know. You can always try. Okay, so that reminds me of my next animal, which is very, very weird. I really want to share this one. It's,
wait. So the first two that you share is not weird?
Oh, no, I'm going to level it up right now. Oh, yeah, it's going to be crazy. So the next one I want to share is a very strange shape animal, our mythical creature. And it's only famous in one part of the United States, New Jersey, of all places. I mean, if you don't know where New Jersey is, it's next to New York. If you don't know where New York is, pull out a map. Okay. Okay. Google Maps all the way. Okay. But anyways, New Jersey, they have this little animal, mythical creature that is called the Jersey Devil.
Hey.
Okay. So it sounds scary. That's because it looks like a really strange animal. Okay. So I'm going to explain it the best I can. So it is basically an animal that is pieces of other animals all combined together. So kind of like a jackalope, but the jackalopes cute. Yeah, exactly.
Style.
So Jersey Devil is totally Frankenstein style. It has like 4 different animals, if I remember correctly. So the first part is its head. Its head is the same as a goat. Okay.
Okay.
Then it's its body. Its body is the same as a kangaroo. Okay.
Wait, what?
Yeah, kangaroo.
Goat head,
Kangaroo body. Okay. Now the front arms are hooves of a horse.
Okay.
Okay, and then instead of the back part is still a kangaroo, but instead it has wings too, and the wings are the wings of a bat.
What the hell?
Yeah,
is
so let me say it
this?
all again. Goat head, kangaroo body, front legs are hooves like a horse, and then it has wings like a bat.
The wings are like bats.
So that's why it's called the devil, like the Jersey Devil, because it kind of looks like a demon.
Have you seen Shrek?
Sure.
His best friend Donkey,
Yeah, he has wings.
who married to the flaming dragon.
Yeah, sure.
They're babies.
Oh yeah, they
remember?
They look like Jersey Devils, don't they? Yeah. That's a very good example. So if you've seen the movie Shrek and see the babies of that, those are little Jersey Devils, basically.
Oh my god, that is so cute
Isn't
though.
that
I
funny?
mean, in the movie.
In that
it's
movie.
cute.
Well, and so in the actual story, the Jersey Devil doesn't do any harm. It just makes really strange sounds in the forest. It goes in the forest. They're all like afraid because they hear this crazy sound animal in the distance go.
Are you sure it's not Eric?
Well, past life,
You're
Jersey
probably
Devil.
just devil.
Yeah.
Jersey Devil.
Yeah, probably. Or an Oregonian devil, either way. So then basically they go out there hunting for it, photos. Like if you go on Google Images and you type in Jersey Devil, you'll see all these really blurry images of supposedly the Jersey Devil. But anyways, it's just all hype. Just like every other mythical creature in the United States. It's all about creating hype, excitement about a local area. So there will be like souvenirs or pictures or areas that you can go and tour, supposedly maybe seeing this crazy Jersey Devil. But this one doesn't do anything.
Okay.
It just hops around
Exists.
in the forest
Right.
and makes ridiculous sounds. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Jersey Devil.
Oh my god, that is really ridiculous.
I know.
That's really fun.
I really want a shirt that has that on it. Maybe-
Can you imagine it has like a stuffed animal make that sound? You know,
Oh my
like
God,
it looks
like you squeeze it?
Yeah, squeeze it.
I love it. I love it. I want 2 now.
That is so crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jersey Devil.
So what do you got next?
Next one is also a very famous creature, also a story, cautionary story. Basically, it's very similar to the Western version of Riding Red Hood.
Little Red Riding Hood.
Yes, Little Riding Red Hood. No, Little Red Riding Hood.
There you go.
The story like that. But in the let me give you a little bit of background of there was a type of monster,
Sure.
I'll call it. And everything could become what we Chinese say 精. So
Okay. 精.
like spider could be a 精.
Okay.
Like spider 蜘蛛精. Everything could be a 精. If based on the tradition, the story says every animal that has its own spirit. But if some animal wants to do something bad, they will have to go through a training, which is, most of them are like eating people.
Oh my
The
God.
more people they eat, they will become more like a human form. So they can transform to many different, become a beautiful girls or a little kid or a huge man to alert to them so they can eat you and, become like more like human form. In Chinese, it's called 精. But I looked it up in English. There will be a word which is very similar to the concept, which is called Gorgon.
Gorgon. Sure.
Gorgon.
Yeah, sure.
The famous type of gorgon, there was a famous type of gorgon is called Medusa.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Medusa is famous for like being so pretty, right? Like people just got stunned whenever they see the eye, and Medusa would turn you into a stone.
Right, but she's a Gorgon because she's part human, part animal.
Yes, that's that. So in Chinese, Jing is also pretty much the same. They originally are either trees or some kind of animals, but because they eat enough of people, so they can either switch back and forth, become like an animal, or he wants to be a girl today, or kids next seconds, he can do that.
Yeah, so shapeshift.
Yes, so that's Jing. So it comes to the my creature, which is called 虎姑婆. Yeah. Okay. So 虎 is tiger, right?
Okay.
So 虎姑婆 is just one. What I mentioned about earlier, like Gorgon, they could be everything, you know.
Right.
Could be animals, whatever,
Literally
insects, trees.
anything.
Everything from nature, it could become like that. But this specific one is come from a tiger. And there's one and only 虎姑婆.
Okay.
So 虎姑婆 is famous for, they were disguised, this lady. They were disguised as like your beloved relatives. You know,
my
like,
God.
I'm babysitting you today. Like that.
Oh my God.
Your mama or papa needs to take care of something else and they won't be home today. So I will be the one who will babysit you.
Oh, so I see where it comes from, the Little Red Riding Hood similarity.
Exactly. So like in the Red Riding Hood, it's the grandma, right?
Right, and the wolf.
Yes, yes. So this one is very similar. Let me tell you the story. So again, because it's a folklore, you know, the details might be, some people argue it's like two boys, like kids are boys, and some kids are like boy, girl. Doesn't matter. So in the story, there are like two kids at home. Somehow their parents just, you know, not home. And on that night, 虎姑婆, you know, disguised as like, you know, they are 姑婆. That's why they call 虎姑婆. 姑婆 is basically your grandmother's sister.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this tiger 虎姑婆 just disguises like the 姑婆 and then knock on the door, say hello. And the kids, of course, you know, being cautious, say, who is knocking the door? The kids. So the 虎姑婆 says, oh, it's me. It's your 姑婆. Your parents says they will be busy tonight, so I'm staying with you guys today, so to take care of you. So the kids would be like, oh, okay, it's a 姑婆, that's a relative, so it's okay. So they open the door, let 虎姑婆 into their house.
Uh-oh.
And the 虎姑婆 just like, okay, you two, it's time to go to bed. So they put the baby, two kids, to bed. And they all like, oh, yeah, sleep. And in the middle of the night, one of the kids woke up. They just say the sister, because most of the story says the sister. So the sister woke up and found out she heard some like sound.
Oh no.
So he's like, what is that? So the kids woke up and found and looked around and saw 虎姑婆 was like, you know, not, you know, turn around on the back.
Right,
You see the
so
back
from
of
behind.
from behind. So the sister asked 虎姑婆, like, oh, 姑婆, what are you eating? Because apparently it's a sound. And the 姑婆 says, oh, I'm eating peanuts. And the, you know, kids was like, I want some.
Right.
So the 虎姑婆 says, okay. So the 虎姑婆was like impatient, just throw something at the sister. So the sister got the things. He was so happy that he got peanuts to eat. But when he looked closer, it's finger. And that's when she realized that 虎姑婆 was eating the sister.
Oh no.
So sadly, the other kid died. So the sister said, I cannot be eaten, so I have to be smart. I cannot, you know, run away. Otherwise, the 虎姑婆 will get me. So he just told 虎姑婆, said, the peanuts is very delicious. Thank you for sharing, but right now I really, really need to go to the bathroom. So he pretend, the kid pretend he or she wants to go to the bathroom. But actually she was hiding in the tree, hiding there until 虎姑婆 found the little kid, the alive one, of course, hiding in the tree. So he just showed who she really is. Like, I am going to eat you. Get down. Like this. So the sister say, okay, I will let you eat me, but I will, if you must eat me, you have to follow my way. So 虎姑婆 says, okay, what do you want? And the kids say, can you prepare a really, really big pot of hot water? I wanted to jump into the hot water by myself. Okay, this is my last wish if you must eat me. So the 虎姑婆 said, okay, I'll go do it. So the 虎姑婆, prepare the big pot of hot water and actually use somehow just deliver the big pot of the hot water to the kids in the tree. And the tree is like, okay, I will do it now, but if you watch me, I'll be nervous, so you have to close your eyes. So 虎姑婆 followed the instruction. 虎姑婆 is not very smart, by the way. So 虎姑婆 just literally close her eyes. And that's when the kid would just pour the hot water on the 虎姑婆's body. So the 虎姑婆was being cooked alive.
Ooh.
So that's the story. Again, it's a cautionary story. So 2 things. 1, do not open the door for strangers. 2, for parents, do not leave your kids at home alone.
Seriously.
Basically.
Yeah, seriously. So it's all about, being smart with your kids.
Yes.
And the
so
kids,
that's that.
don't be nice to strangers who are coming to your door. Yes. No, absolutely. It's a very good story. I didn't expect that at all.
You did not?
Yeah, it kind of combines Little Red Riding Hood and another story called Hansel and Gretel, which is a story in the United States. Well, it came from Germany, but we use it too, which is basically Hansel and Gretel are these 2 kids who really love eating, and they love sweets. And
the 糖果屋, something.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like the candy house, right? Yeah. So that's the story that's really similar to this. And so it's kind of like a mixture of Little Red Riding Hood and your Hansel and Gretel 糖果屋, don't you think?
Yeah. So actually, when we are like me, I was doing the research. So I watched a documentary on Netflix. It's a really good TV series, basically talking about things. So basically, in that episode, they were talking about all the fairy tale folklore. Actually, they all come from the same resource.
Okay.
So basically, in like, for example, Cinderella, every country will have its own different version. Sometimes it's either changed to like, fairy godmother to a different kind of creature. So basically they are the same. So I think that's very interesting about folklore. It's like this, people traveling around and sharing the story, and the story will adapt to the different kind of culture. And they all using for like a manual of manners to teach kids.
I like that.
Yeah, so I think that's very fascinating. So that's why I think this one is very interesting, especially the 虎姑婆, the last one I shared today. It's just like you say, it's also somehow connect to the Western version of fairy tale or stories to kids.
So I think the story here is really interesting how they combine.
Yeah.
And so I would definitely like to, continue making an episode similar to like folklore or fairy tales about that. So I'm going to dive into my next one.
Okay. I'm very excited.
All right. Well, you better be. Okay. So,
is it the one I know? I only want...
No.
Okay.
So don't get too excited. Okay.
Right.
That's my last one. So the one Anita's really excited about is the final one that we're going to share today. So,
okay.
So the one I'm going to share now, it has a sister mythical creature. And what I mean by that is that this story comes from another mythical creature in England. But United States, we love this story so much that we somehow created another one.
Stole the story and make it mine.
Yep, in the United States. So that one is called the Flathead sea monster. Okay, and so the Flathead sea monster is similar to the England Loch Ness monster.
Oh.
And so both of these are basically giant sea dinosaurs that live in lakes. Okay, and so the Loch Ness one in England was the first one, and it's been a long told story that there's this giant sea monster in this one specific lake that lives under there and will create disturbances on the boats that are there, like creating crazy waves or strange sounds or even taking down boats, stuff like this. And people have been so interested in this that there are actually a few people that have been there for 20 plus years.
Live there, just wait for them to
the
monster.
They believe the story so much that they actually live next to this lake, watching out, reading every single book about the Loch Ness monster, trying to see if they can really find this mythical creature.
We know about this one. It's called 尼斯湖水怪.
Oh, okay. There you go.
It's so famous, even we know about them. We have the Chinese name for it.
Wow, that's amazing. So in USA, we loved it so much that we created our own. It's called the Flathead, and it lives in Montana. Montana. Okay, so in the middle of nowhere. It's really close to Oregon because it's in the middle of nowhere. And so it's a wonderful little story that just kind of inspires people to be careful when you're on the water because you never know what might happen. And you might see this crazy dinosaur that lives in the lake. And so people always find it really interesting. And there's some really cute stuffed animals that they create and the souvenirs all about it. And people go on the boat and the lake. Usually they will row around hoping to find it, be the first one, right? But of course, it's all just for fun. And it's just another story about a mythical creature that can symbolize basically be cautious on water and you never know what could happen.
Do you know how interesting it is? Like every time you're trying to put the meaning behind those creatures, but by the sound of it, for me, it's just all capitalism. Because every time it will have stuffed animal for people to buy.
You're so right. You're
Right?
so right. No, it's the truth because mythical creatures for us in the United States are all just for fun. That's literally all they are. They're not really cautionary. They're more about like, hey, you want to see something cool in a place that has nothing? Go check out this place with this mystical creature. Because I said like New Jersey, like there's nothing there. Montana, there's nothing there. Texas, there's some stuff there, but there's also the Chupacabra. So it's just like, it's just something that like give it a little bit more spice and excitement about that area, I mean, the last one's going to be the same thing. So
Not the last one, though.
yeah, well, I'll say it at the end. We'll do your last one first.
There is no last one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you're all done.
I'm done because Mountain Ogre and they are relatives.
Oh, they're relatives. So they got a combo mention. All right, so you'll get the combo mention here. So this
Here we
is
go.
a highlight for us specifically because this is our side of the
You're
United
very proud
States,
of-
our United States mythical creature, and that is the Sasquatch. Yeah, Sasquatch.
In Chinese, is 大脚怪.
大脚怪. That makes sense. The Bigfoot.
Yeah, the
right?
Bigfoot.
Yeah. So that's another name for it. It's called Bigfoot in other places. We like to call it Sasquatch just because we can. And it's our mythical creature because it is supposed to, well, before I tell you where it's supposed to be, I'll tell you what it looks like. It looks like a giant monkey, a giant ape.
Just like Chewbacca.
It's basically like Chewbacca. It really is.
Right?
It really is. It really is just like Chewbacca, except without the. It's just more.
How'd you know?
I don't know. You're right. I'm sorry. That could
Show
be.
some respect,
If you're
okay?
listening, Sasquatch, I'm so sorry. Okay, so and this guy is supposed to be like this really shy, like not like a people person, super introvert, probably a Cancer in Zodiac who lives in the forest.
I
And all he
see.
does is walk around and stroll and, lives in the forest. He doesn't do anything specifically, but he symbolizes all of the Pacific Northwest. So Washington, Oregon, and Northern California.
Yeah.
So people will always go in the forest and they'll be like, oh, watch out for the Sasquatch. But he's so famous that even in the Oregon store or souvenir stores,
They have little tiny stuffed animals.
yes, a Sasquatch.
cute.
See, Anita loves it this time because of
It's so cute.
capitalism.
They got me.
They got stickers, they got T-shirts, they got logos. He represents this area.
That's
He's just part of the Pacific Northwest. He's even in our car.
Yeah.
We have a freshener of him, and
Yeah.
it's so cool.
Yeah.
So he gives this kind of
not so
feeling.
fresh anymore, but
Right, it's not
yeah.
very fresh. It's more Bigfoot now. But this gives us this symbol to help us feel like, yeah, we're from this part of the United States.
Yes.
We are, part of the Sasquatch team. We're not part of the Jackalope team or the Jersey Devil. No.
Just because Bigfoot just very gentle, just like a big bear. Not
Yeah.
so scary. The other thing that you share, like, what?
Yeah, they're all
just
random,
like
right?
random and they're brutal, suck up the blood or something. But Bigfoot, it just,
Chupacabra.
Bigfoot just shows up and just like, hey, hi, how's it going? I'm
Yeah.
just hanging out here. So that's why this one is like really cute.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that's
cute.
exactly right. So, yeah, so that was the last one I wanted to share. So, in Taiwan and USA, you can definitely hear that there's a big difference between the stories, what we just shared today. The mythical creatures in Taiwan, there's like details and like cautionary parts of it that will give people meaning behind them. And not only that, but the locations are like close and like they have a feeling of like this this could actually happen to me. And the story actually has a connection to your family. You know, it's like really intense.
Very, very real.
Real, right?
Real.
Yeah, very real. And, but in USA, it's really just capitalism.
I like that's how we're going to end this episode.
I just really
seriously, right? If you think about that,
it really is. It's just about making a little bit of money and you know, there's also the idea of, you know, creating some creativity and uniqueness and symbolism about locations in the United States. You know, and it's fun to share, you know, with locals. You know, you like if you're in that certain part of the world, you're like, oh yeah, you know Sasquatch or you know Chupacabra, you know. They're like, oh yeah. It's a really fun little thing that you can share with people, and that's basically it though. It's not about like, be careful.
Yeah. I think another difference is that you guys are very part of having this creature in your state.
Right.
You can see like a statue everywhere.
Yeah.
Or like similar product like a cupcake shape of Bigfoot or you know, everything.
Yeah. T-shirts.
T-shirts.
Hats, you know, anything. Yeah. It's just basically like a symbol of, hey, I'm local here. You know, I know this place.
Bigfoot is my bro.
Yes, exactly. That's probably a T-shirt somewhere. Yeah. So, yeah, it's a really interesting difference, don't you think?
Yeah, very, very interesting.
Yeah. So, well, I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. It was a lot of fun for us to prepare this for you. I had a great time. Yeah. And if you did really like it, make sure to like it. And this is on YouTube. We have a YouTube video of us recording this. So definitely check that out. That will be really fun. We make a lot of funny faces. So definitely check that out. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please feel free to do so. Share it with your friends. Tell everyone about it. We want Taiwanica to get nice, big, and famous.
Famous.
Yes, exactly. So, and finally, on Instagram, make sure to follow us at Taiwanica Podcast. And if you want to support us, buy me a coffee. .com/Taiwanica. It's a great way to make sure that you keep us satisfied while we make these funny, interesting episodes for you.
That's true.
All right. Anything else to say, Anita, before we head out?
Watch out for Bigfoot.
Gonna get you. And probably give you a dirty hug.
You're so cute. We'll see you next time.
See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks so much for tuning in to Taiwanica. If you're enjoying the show, please feel free to rate, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. That helps others find the show, and we greatly appreciate it. Thanks again for listening, and we'll catch you in the next episode.